Hello, I'm Robert Donoghue from the Environmental Learning Research Centre at Rhodes University. And one of the things that's always worried me is that ESD can be introduced, or environmental education can be introduced as an add-on. And when it has been introduced, it's often without adequate attention to pedagogy, or to a different pedagogy to the subject teaching, and without much attention being given to assessment. So I'm going to propose in this short series that we are looking at in subject teaching an expanding of conventional subject pedagogy, and we're going to try to answer the question, how can ESD be included in conventional subject teaching? The central proposition drawing on the handprint care is an inclusive transition to ESD by expanding conventional subject learning to include co-engaged action learning. And here, drawing on the Fundisa for Change approach, where strengthening content knowledge, improving teaching practices, methodologies, and enhancing assessment practices are central, we're going to pick up on some of the key questions that teachers are asking for this inclusion of ESD in subject teaching. First of all, how can conventional pedagogy, subject teaching pedagogy, be expanded for ESD? Next, how can critical realism be used to mediate ESD across past and future? Next, how do we approach ESD as action learning? And these three short videos are basically covering the pedagogical side. Now on to assessment. How do we align, activate, and assess key competencies for ESD? How do we work with conventional assessment as a platform for ESD? And finally, how can assessment be expanded to assess significant learning? And this will allow us to rethink the inclusion of ESD not as something extra, and also through action learning to think of the classroom as an environment for multiple epistemologies, multiple perspectives, and where we learn with students, and where the conventional subject knowledge is carried into an engagement with the concerns of the day. So I hope you will choose to explore the questions that are relevant to you, and then have opportunities to discuss with colleagues how we introduce ESD in subject teaching settings.